So what is the best AI tool for image editing? I have ChatGPT, Gemini, and another AI tool called Reve. This is not very popular, but this is actually one of the best that is available right now. So in this video, I'm going to compare the three big AI models for image editing, and I do have some scenarios that I would like to test on these models. So they are going to be different each time, and it's going to stress test the image model for image editing. Now, for the first test, I will try to remove the background, remove an object cleanly. So this is quite simple, but it is also not exactly easy because in most photos there could be multiple objects, and also if you're removing one object, you have to also consider the reflections or shadows that are present when the object is there. So you cannot just remove that object easily. You have to consider the surrounding elements, and that can be quite tricky for most AI models. But let's try that. I'm going to upload this picture, which is just a picture of actually two people walking together, and I want to remove one of them. And I have this prompt that I'm going to try, which is removing the person on the right from the scene. I will enable image generation, send a message, and let's send the same message on Gemini. Just upload the image. I use the same prompt, and I will enable the image generation, which is Gemini, not a banana right now. And for Reve AI, it is a bit different because when you upload a picture, that picture will be converted into multi-layer. So as you can see right here, I can easily just select an element, but you know what, to make it fair, I will just use a prompt. So I'm not going to be using its layered system. Just use a basic prompt, and let's see if it can handle this task. Now let me just go back to ChatGPT. It is still generating a picture, but I think we are getting the result now. Okay, yeah, so this is from ChatGPT. It is using GPT Image 2, the latest model right now. And yeah, it's actually quite clean. There is no shadow or the second person. But I think the background is a bit off because the background here, the fan, is actually not facing that direction. So if you look closely on the original picture, oh, sorry about that. Let me just zoom out a little bit. So I believe the fan is actually facing to this direction, to our direction, the camera direction. And therefore, the rendition from ChatGPT is not exactly accurate, though I think given that the focus is to make sure that the removal is clean, I would say it did quite a great job. Now, how about Gemini? Okay, this is from Gemini, and yeah, I think it is also good, but it is also kind of ignoring the other big problem, which is the background. So the fan is missing. It is not facing a different direction. It is just gone completely. So I guess it's not that great given that we are missing some details. So I think I have to give it to ChatGPT. It is just tiny bit better, although there is indeed an inaccuracy from the image. Now on Reve AI, okay, so I'll remove the person on the right. Okay, the person on the right is gone, leaving just the skateboard. Walking skateboard? Where is... Oh, sorry, the person with the skateboard. Oh, I suppose that's how you edit that. Yeah, I guess you have to do that twice. Oh yeah, Reve is actually one of the best image models right now. And it has this layered system, so you can easily select an element from the picture and you can isolate the editing only to that element. But the downside of Reve is, first, of course, it is closed source, but secondly, it is very, very slow, like very, very slow. It might take up to a minute for just editing a simple image. So yeah, we have to skip a what, and I'll show you the results. Okay, I don't know what's going on. The layer seems to be giving me the wrong thumbnail, but that's just a technical issue from the web. But anyway, as you can see, there is no more second person on the image, but I think we still have a problem with the fan in the background. Now, it is not missing, it is actually facing the correct direction. But it's almost like this is a two-dimensional fan. It is not really. So yeah, this is a really strange result from an AI model that is supposedly to be better than Gemini. And I will actually show you the benchmark ranking later. But for now, I think this is not a really great picture. I think this is the worst. I would say the result from ChatGPT is a lot better. And then secondly is Gemini, and thirdly is Reve AI. Now let's move on with the other testing, which is moving an object into a precise location. So let's use perhaps a different picture. Let's try that. Now I'll just start a new project, new album, and I'll start a new chat on ChatGPT and also on Gemini. Okay, let's try. I have several pictures here, but let's try maybe this one. Okay, this is interesting. So I got a picture of different fruits. Actually, there are only two fruits, which is apple and grapes. So here, I want to move something into a different position. So let's move the hat from here to the left. Next to the flower. Okay, I will just tell AI to move the hat next to the flower. I have to be more specific. Move the hat to the left side of the person. Actually, it is already on the left side. Okay, it's a bit more confusing, but you know what? Move the hat close or next. Actually, move the hat exactly to be exactly next to the flower. There we go. And copy the prompt again. Send image generation option and then send the message. Let's do the same on Gemini. And okay, I will just enable image generation, send a message. And for Reve, I have to upload the image and wait for it to separate multiple elements from the scene, and only after that I can do some editing. Okay, let me wait, send a message, and then confirm the editing. Okay, we got the results, and well, I have a problem with this result from Reve AI. So the hat looks just a bit different, and also this apple is supposedly to be under the hat. It should not be visible. So there are 4 apples, but one of them should be under this hat, and yet now it moves. So yeah, it's not actually a great look. Now, how about ChatGPT? So on ChatGPT, I would say it is very, very similar to the original hat itself. It even has that green ribbon, so it is actually able to maintain the look of the object, so that's pretty nice. And also the apple is essentially invisible, it's underneath the hat, so it is correct. It is actually a logical move from Gemini, so it's really good. Now on ChatGPT, it is also able to move the hat into the position next to the flower, and also it doesn't make the other apple to move position. So it is also quite a solid result, although when it comes to the accuracy, I think the Gemini version is a lot better. It is very, very similar to the original object, so I think I have to give it to Gemini. Now, next thing that I'm going to test is reimagining the picture from a completely different angle. So let's start a new chat, and I will just upload this image. I'll just upload that. So this is the original image. It's just two people. I think they're standing on a car, but I want to see that from a completely different angle. Let's tell AI to imagine this scene taken from the front of a car. Let's try that. Let's imagine. Please imagine this scene as it was taken. Okay, I'll just copy it and enable image generation. Let's do the same to ChatGPT and enable the image generation. Now I have to upload that to Reve AI and wait for it to separate elements again. This is definitely their signature capability, but I think other models can also do the same thing, though with different architectures. And I think Canva can also do the same, although the Canva model is not as good as Reve. I mean, Reve is decent, but as you probably have seen there, it is not actually much better than the Gemini and ChatGPT models. Okay, I will send the message and just wait for the result from these AI models. Okay, so we got the result from Reve AI, and honestly, it looks awesome. I think it was able to maintain the feeling or the colors from the picture. So yeah, it's actually really good, though I feel like the people here, there seems to be a lot shorter. It's almost like they're not standing at the back of the car. Or maybe if they are standing from the back seats, then, well, that's possible. But I think from the picture, they are actually standing from, I forgot the name, but the trunk of the car. So they are actually a lot taller than that. And yeah, I think that's the only inaccuracy. But even that, not a big deal. I think this is still really, really good. It's very much close to the original picture. Now, how about ChatGPT? Okay. On ChatGPT, it was, well, it's quite straightforward, and yeah, it's decent. But I think when it comes to the style and the color, Reve is still a lot better. And just look at the reflection here. Even the reflection is there on the hood of the car. And actually, ChatGPT does the same thing, but I feel like the result from Reve is just way more cinematic. Okay, how about Gemini? Okay, yeah, it is slightly different. It is not exactly straightforward, but I think this is more natural. I think when it comes to the color, I still like the result from Reve, but when it comes to the composition, this one I think wins for me. It looks really, really good. I think if you ask me which one is the best, then this one. It feels more natural. It is not straightforward. It doesn't feel fabricated. It's just, a real photo that was taken by someone. So when it is not exactly straight in the middle, it is almost like it was taken by a real person, and therefore it's kind of introducing a sort of imperfection into the scene. And honestly, I really, really like it, although the colors are not quite the same as the one that was produced by the Reve model. So I think the winner here is perhaps Gemini for me, and ChatGPT is the last. I think I prefer the look from Reve than the ChatGPT for this particular test. Now let's move on to the other test, and that is this one: transforming the environment and preserve the subject. So let's try that. I will start a new chat for these AI tools, and I do have several photos. Let's try this one. So there's a woman dancing in the middle of the grass, I suppose. And let's ask AI to replace the background with volcanic eruptions. Actually, not the background, the environment. And create image, send a message. Let's do the same for ChatGPT. Okay. Right. Now, just wait. Oh, I think I have to mention that while I subscribe to the paid version of ChatGPT and Gemini, I don't use the paid version for Reve AI. So this platform gave you, I think, 5 credits a day. And that's quite generous given that it is one of the best models available right now. So you can sign up to Reve AI, which is reve.com for free, and every day you will get several credits that are enough to generate and edit photos using this new model. This is the result from Reve AI. Unfortunately, it is very easy to tell that it is almost like someone is photoshopping this person into a completely different scenery. So the color of the dress stays white, and that is not realistic because it should be reflecting the color surrounding the scenery. So it should be a bit more red, and maybe the lighting should have changed, but in this case it's not. So yeah, it's not a very good looking picture. But how about Gemini? Okay, it did a better job at making the it's aware with the surroundings, so it is changing the lighting and shadow of the subject. So it is more accurate than the Reve version, though I can kind of tell that it is just really good. Let's say, imagine that this wasn't created using AI, then I would imagine that this was modified by someone who is very good at Photoshop. It is not quite realistic. It is definitely not like she's dancing in front of an erupting volcano, but it is really decent. It is acceptable, I would say. Now let's take a look at the one from ChatGPT. Okay, that is the worst. Okay, that is the worst. This is definitely like someone who uses Photoshop to just crop the person and then put her into a different background. But I would say this is not as good as Gemini, and maybe quite similar to the quality from Reve. But personally, I think Reve, the picture from Reve seems to be slightly better. The background is a bit better because it is not afraid with a darker element. So if you look at most most images generated by AI, usually they are rather bright. They're not brave enough to introduce contrast into the scene. That's why it's kind of bright. It's full of lights and everything. This is one example. It's just not very contrast and therefore not very attractive, while Reve is more willing. It's not shy to make the scenery to be a bit darker, and therefore it looks more dramatic than the one that was generated by ChatGPT. But still, it is not quite as good or not quite as realistic as the one that was created by Gemini. So I would say Gemini is the winner here, and I think overall Gemini is coming on top based on these tests that we have performed on these AI models. Now, obviously, you can use different prompting, you can use different settings to get a vastly better result. But this is just a quick test just to show you that I think no matter what models you are using, you will get a decent image. And I think now the limit is more like about it's much closer to the prompting that you are using than the image model itself. Now, if you want to know the benchmark, you can navigate to a tool like Arena.ai. And right there in the leaderboard page, you can see the ranking of multiple AI models. But if you want to look at the image model, just navigate the image menu and then go to text to image or image edit. And you'll see the ranking of various AI models from different companies and different labs. Okay, so GPT Image 2 is still number 1, though from our testing, it is not exactly always coming on top. And also there is a new model like Microsoft and Grok Imagen, though I haven't tested them. But we do have Reve 2.1, which is the model from Reve, and it is better than Gemini not a banana. And yet, again, based on our testings, it is not exactly always the best. So yeah, from the benchmark alone, it is not a guarantee that the image is going to be performing better than the other models below it. And yeah, you can also check the image edit benchmark, and this one is going to be different as well. Again, GPT Image 2 is still coming on top, followed by Grok Imagine by Muse from Meta AI. And then there is also Reve 2.1, which is actually quite decent, although in this case Gemini Nano Banana 2 is still better. So the conclusion is, I think you can go with Gemini. I mean, I think I use ChatGPT a lot, but I think for most people, Gemini is still the best option, not to mention that they are way more generous. If you're using the free version of Google AI or Gemini, then you can generate lots of images, you can edit images, and recently they have introduced a way to disable watermark the visible watermark on the picture, so it is becoming more and more usable, and also it is way faster than the other models. So yeah, that's basically my conclusion. So what do you think about this testing? And let me know your thoughts in the comment down below. And if you want to see some other testings and AI use cases, then you can subscribe to this channel, and I'll see you on my next video.